pop a little frankincense on my hands. Okay. And if you turn around, please. You can just settle a light touch of awareness either on the breath or the sound of the gong. So whichever one you choose, just allow to relax you and soothe you. Third eye, as I think it often is with yourself, was just a little bit raised.
Hi.
You alright? Come on in, grab a seat.
Thank you.
So, how have you been? It's been a long time.
A long time.
I know,
Longer than I
October.
realised. Yes, that's... Gosh, how many months is October? December?
8 months?
Goodness.
Yeah, it's been about 8 months.
I think that's the longest I might have ever gone
I think it
in
is.
between sessions, actually.
I think it is. Yeah, it definitely is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's normally sort of 4 months, 5 months.
Goodness.
Yeah, and then there was even a 2 month. But yeah.
I think when I was thinking about, because I was like, oh, I've got Reiki today, I was thinking about it earlier, just sometimes I think of what are my intentions, what is anything I want to work on.
Yeah.
And it suddenly struck me, I was like, oh, I haven't actually reflected on myself like this in quite a while, so it's probably very needed.
Perfect. It always comes when we need it.
Yeah,
That's
definitely.
the thing. So what have you been doing? How have you been?
Good, yeah. Resting quite a lot.
Good.
Almost to the extent that I kind of haven't had treatments in over a month and a half.
Oh, okay.
Which
Yeah.
it's very strange because this kind of self-care job
Yeah.
became my life for like a long time, and actually being away from that for a while, it was just strange, like being a normal person again. And
Being a normal
Yeah.
person. Show me a normal person.
yeah, so I'm coming back to it, and almost coming back to it with a different mindset of not forcing it anymore, and like just taking it easy and doing the sessions I really want to do and things like that. So yeah, I'm quite excited to just have that new perspective.
That sounds. I mean, that sounds really healthy.
Yeah.
We all need a break from
Yeah.
things, don't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't. I always think, you know, we're always told in this world that, you know, everything's all about doing. You know, do, experience, and you know, actually, sometimes it's nice not to do. There's this really terrible saying that says we're called human beings, not human doings, which I think is awful. But, you know,
I like puns, it's okay.
But it makes sense. But it makes sense.
It does.
You know,
Yeah.
so sometimes just being is just the most peaceful thing ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't know, even like resting shouldn't necessarily be a form of doing, but like I find when I'm resting sometimes my mind is like, but you're not being productive.
Yes.
And so
Yeah.
it's very hard to teach ourselves to
Yeah.
go back to that.
Or worse still, I'm going to rest. I'm going to thumb through Instagram for and then all of a sudden you end up in that time warp, and 2 hours later you go, oh, where did I go?
That's me on Instagram Reels. Just like, what? It's not good.
I try not to go on any social, but I seem to get a lot of dogs doing really cool things on.
Oh, that can't be bad.
I know, that's not so bad. I don't know that.
It is hard though, because I think when there's like a limited time to have a night routine, I know in my head I'm like, well, in a perfect world, I would dim the lights, maybe do some meditation, have a bath, do all these things that put me in the best state to be the best person I can be the next day. And then I get home and I go on Instagram and none of that happens. So my brain understands what is best for like my mental health and like being, but my heart, I don't know what it is.
No.
Addiction.
I mean, but they're all these things are designed to be addictive, aren't they?
Yeah.
And that's the thing. That's
Exactly.
the thing. We just have to be a bit stronger. Well, then maybe tonight when you get home, dim the lights, have a bath, throw your phone into the corner of the room, hide it from yourself.
Should. I've heard some people say they put their phone in like a box.
Yeah.
That's like, the phone time is over now, you can't touch that till tomorrow morning when the alarm goes off.
Yeah.
But I need to find the restraint to do that.
I love it. I love not having my phone around me. It's the best thing.
Really?
Yeah.
How are you able to tell yourself that though? Just like how my monkey brain is just like phone.
Is it, you just have to go to your consciousness and go, right, monkey brain, I know what you want, but you know what? We're not having it today.
Okay.
Today we're going to have peace and quiet.
Yeah.
And monkey brain will keep going, and you just go, no, in a really calm, compassionate way.
Okay.
Not shut up, monkey brain.
Yeah, I don't treat it with rage. Okay.
Yeah,
treat it with love.
Because that's the thing. That's what I've noticed is that if I am treating my thoughts, if I'm trying to push them away, they just push back harder. That's what happens. They just go even harder and harder. So it's just.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's definitely not an approach I've tried. I will try.
Talk monkey brain down. Yeah. Yeah. And so, how are you in yourself then? So it's been quite a big change for you.
Yeah.
Calming down things a little bit. You feeling okay? Stuff good at home, at work?
Yeah, well, pretty good. I'm just taking it easy because I did have COVID for, 10 days, 2 weeks, and took some time off. And last time I had it, the after effects were quite bad. So just anticipating that could happen. It might not. But just in case, I'm like trying to limit overexerting myself and just taking things easy. Trying to listen to like myself is quite hard because I think, I don't know, with the whole freelance thing again, you control your own limits of how you're doing things, and I don't really set limits sometimes, so trying to tune in and do that, but not always doing it so well.
So a client of mine suggested this, and she goes, she has a really busy week, and then she makes the conscious decision to have a quieter week.
Okay.
And kind of creates balance that way, rather than just being, busy all the time, and I've kind of taken that on board and used it. I mean, mine's more like 2 weeks. I'll be like 2 weeks of lots of appointments, lots of teaching Reiki, lots of things, and then I'll consciously have 2 weeks where I'm just putting in a few boundaries and stuff like that, and just making sure I get a bit of downtime.
I feel like that was the signal I needed. So I actually had a thought like this recently where, so I really like scheduling, and I schedule my whole life out. It's so scheduled. I have a planner and it's really ridiculous, but I've always done it that I'm filming on top of my job maybe 3 days each week or 2 days each week so that I reach the targets.
Yeah.
But recently I was like, why don't I just do one really intense week a month, and then the rest of the month it's my own life again, and I'm not overwhelmed. But then I was worried that week would be so tough that I don't know what the balance
can crank
is.
it up.
Yeah.
Do a week of 3 films, then have a week with not so many, and then try 4, and then kind of just build it up slowly.
I think it's a strange one because it doesn't come that intuitively. The intuitively is to like spread them out and always have them. Yeah. But maybe actually going at something quite strong, but then like pulling back.
So I that, and my client, what a wonderful thing to say to me. It's kind of it was really great advice. So last weekend I worked all weekend, and this weekend I'm completely taking the weekend off.
Yeah.
So
switch.
Yeah.
Give it a go.
Yeah. Exactly.
Can't judge things until you've tried them.
No, exactly. So, bit of COVID, generally in a good place, slowed down a bit.
Slowed down a lot, but definitely lacking on the kind of at home zero meditation, zero reflection, or zero journaling, or any form of that kind of mental clarity reflection. It's probably a bit like scribbles on a paper. That's probably what my mind is.
Okay. Busy mind?
Yeah, it's never negative. It's just there's so many things I could do, but not enough time to do them.
Yeah.
And I don't understand what I want. I don't understand what I feel about something until I've written it out, but then I'm not writing it out or reflecting.
Okay, I've
so
got you.
who knows?
I've got you. Okay. You ready for some Reiki?
Definitely.
Okay, so I'll just pop a little frankincense on my hands and the magical brushing of the aura. Okay. And if you turn around, please. There we go, all set. Lie down on your back, make yourself as comfortable as you can. And if you remember, your job is to relax. That's all you have to do.
Oh, it's my favourite job.
Good. And if at any point you want me to pause or stop, you just have to say.
Okay, thank you.
So just following the guidance of my voice at the start and at the end of the session. Just giving yourself a moment just to bring your attention and awareness into this room and this moment. Just allowing the rest of the world to be outside the door. Just being present in this moment means you're actually being present in the only real moment of life. And just sensing in to the peace, the calm, the serenity of this space, and allowing yourself to take 3 longer, deeper breaths in, and with each exhale, just allow the body to relax. So as you let go of the breath, you're just letting go of the body, allowing the couch beneath you to hold you and support you. And as the breath returns back to its natural rhythm and length, you can just settle a light touch of awareness either on the breath or the sound of the gong. So whichever one you choose, just allow to relax you and soothe you. just keeping the eyes closed for a moment longer. Just allowing yourself to bring your attention and awareness to the absolute center of the self. Just bringing yourself to the spirit layer, the soul, and perhaps noticing the vast and expansive serenity within the soul. Just noticing how it goes on forever. And then extending that awareness outwards from that center. And just moving through the different layers of self. Just noticing the balance in the energy layer, the peace in the emotional layer, the calm in the mental layer, and the stillness of the physical layer of self. And just seeing how that all stays in place, even when we begin to extend our awareness out beyond the self. And so now we're just getting a sense and feeling of the space that we're in. Just bringing more attention to the senses, bringing more focus to the sound of the gong, more focus to the scent of the oils in the air, and bringing attention and awareness to the touch of the couch beneath you. Just noticing the support it's giving the back of your body, and then slowly extending that awareness out across the whole body, and beginning to engage with the physical self just by moving the fingers, moving the toes, extending that gently to the ankles and the wrists, and listening to what the body needs and moving and stretching any part that you feel you'd like to. Just connecting back. But once again, just knowing and feeling that sense of calm, peace, balance and serenity within. Then taking a nice long deep breath in, and as you exhale the breath, just gently opening the eyes, just giving the eyes a moment to adjust and let light in. And whenever you feel you're ready to, very slowly begin to sit up as we come towards the end of the session. Anything you wish to share about how you feel now, or how, or what you noticed during the session, if anything at all?
Yeah, I think I noticed the head area. I don't know if it's been so long, so I mean I haven't had Reiki probably since our last session.
Yeah.
But it felt like a little throbbing,
Okay.
and then it doesn't. I feel like it's not the same sensation it always felt like.
Yeah.
Strange. It's like slightly different.
Yeah. It does. It does change. Sessions are often slightly different. I think it's just a reflection of what's going on for you, what's going on in the broader world. You know, I think it's just all a reflection of that.
Okay,
So,
and then this area is like, I felt that like crazy the most, like...
You felt it a lot in the heart?
Yeah, like so much. Yeah.
Lovely.
Yeah, but almost in like, I don't think I've ever got emotional in a Reiki session before, but I was like, oh yeah, okay, this one's a bit like intense.
Oh,
yeah, and I've never felt that. That's kind of cool.
Intense in a... what kind of... any kind of way, or...
Just like almost like a really strong sensation,
Okay.
as opposed to like it being related to a memory or anything
Right,
like that.
okay.
I was just like, oh, I can really, really like feel this here.
Yeah.
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 Which
Okay.
I haven't had before in the heart at all.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And how do you feel now? Relaxed? Calm?
So much calmer. Like I was saying a second ago
Yeah.
about the time, like it felt like it was over in seconds, but also it felt like it went on for like a time. Like time feels like it didn't exist. It
Well,
was
it
just
doesn't-
like, what?
Time
What
doesn't.
happened?
Time doesn't exist.
Yeah. So
Which
I
is-
think
which
that's a cool sensation to
Yeah.
have.
Yeah. Yeah. Lovely.
Yeah.
So would you like me to share with you
Yes.
what was
It's always
going
my favourite bit.
Well, it's your data, so I have to share it. So, a number of the chakras are, in quite a good place. You might have noticed, you might not have noticed that I did go back to the throat chakra.
Yes, you did.
Yeah. It was really calling me. But
Okay.
let's start with the crown. So, the crown, it took a little bit of time for it to connect to the Reiki, or certainly it felt like that to me.
Okay.
That it took a little bit of time for it to connect to the Reiki that was flowing in to the crown chakra. And that might just be, it might be that it's been such a long time. But I have noticed with a few clients of mine where they've come in, how long ago did you have COVID?
I was negative as of last Tuesday.
Okay, so reasonably
Yeah,
recent.
quite
Okay,
recently.
so I've noticed with a few clients of mine that the crown chakra does drop down a little bit.
Really?
Yeah.
So it's like
Not-
a
not
spiritual manifestation.
Not everyone,
Yeah.
but there seems to be a few occasions where clients have come in and have said, "Oh God, I had COVID last week or the week before, or whatever it
Yeah.
is," and there's just this, just the crown takes a little bit of time to get going. So that was the case with you. Did lift into a really lovely place, took in a lovely amount of energy, so that was great. Third eye, as I think it often is with yourself, was just a little bit raised. Actually, there's been a few occasions when it's been in a really great place. So the last session was like that. This session was like that. Whereas a little bit of intensity there could just be the busyness of life, or it could be that you're focusing quite a lot more on the spiritual realm and open-mindedness, intuition, or combination of both of those things. But again, it settled really nicely into a really good place. Now the throat was low in vibration and took some time for it to lift.
Right.
The first time round that I was there. And then it kept, I don't know, my instinct was just saying, go back, go back, go back. So when I went back, it dropped down again, not quite as low as it was the first time round, but then lifted again into a good place. Now, could be if the COVID really sat in your throat, could be that. But also with one of the other things that you said at the start of the session, it might be, you were saying there's a lot going on in mind, but you're not doing, how did you describe it? You're not journaling or writing down or kind of, in a way, because all of that's self-expression. Yeah, so you're expressing yourself, you're communicating to self, so to speak, but you're because the throat chakra, when it's in a good place, it's all about speaking our truth.
Okay.
And so in a way, if you're not articulating your truth to yourself because
You don't know what it is.
you don't know
kind of
quite what it is, that could well be it as well. It could be a combination of both those, the physical side of the COVID, could be, the more kind of communication side of it. Who knows? So,
Right, okay.
but it was definitely, it's definitely, and I'm only saying those things because you've mentioned them, but it could
Well,
be,
it's fascinating because I think it is always the one I'm lowest on.
yeah, it is.
But I don't know if it's ever to that extent.
It has been in the past.
Oh, okay.
Once it has been. Otherwise, not quite. This is the second lowest it's been. So Heart was in the most wonderful place.
I wonder if that's why I felt it then.
Really, really lovely. Like the most wonderful place. I could have just stayed there. Like, I was like, oh, this is so joyous. Like, you know.
That's so cool that I felt
really
that
lovely. And then the solar plexus and the sacral, both in a good place. Maybe just like the slightest bit of improvement and uplift in them, which is what happened when the Reiki was flowing in. But largely they're in a good place. So that's solar plexus and sacral. And the root chakra was just a little bit low, but took no time at all to lift. It was just literally within a few seconds, it lifted really, really nicely. And, you know, I think, so largely things aren't in a bad place.
Mm-hmm.
The ones that kind of stand out to me are the crown and the throat, really. But I'm hoping that the crown will just stay as it is now.
Right.
But my experience would suggest that the throat may not.
So the throat is more about speaking your truth and things like that, and
it's around all aspects of communication and
all
expression.
communication.
Yeah.
So it means that something isn't in alignment there, or something is lacking in some way, probably.
Yeah. So sometimes when it's of a lower vibration, it can be that you know, with just a bit withdrawn. You know, often people are quite shy or don't speak up. You know, those are the kinds of characteristics that can be associated to it. But also, you know, if there's things that we're not really sure how to express, or you know, things like that can also bring that throat chakra down. And that's why, you know, it's all around, you know, kind of speaking our truth or expressing our truth.
Right.
But we can't express our truth if we're a bit confused about it as well, if that makes sense. Yeah? So,
That makes a lot of sense with that one then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where things are at, you know, which isn't too bad. Which isn't too bad at all. Confidence has certainly gone up since
That's good.
last time. Yeah. You know, and the others are in quite a similar place. But yeah, I'd say the throat's...
It's nice to know what to work on as well.
Yeah. So if you do pick up the meditation, you know, just bring the throat chakra to mind.
Aware of
Spend
it.
a bit of time, you know, doing that.
Choosing words carefully, that kind of thing.
Can be. And sometimes it just, you know, or maybe you could, you know, find a friend or a trusted person and just, you know, give yourself the chance to open up about stuff.
Okay,
do you know what I
right.
mean? So those kinds of things can help to just
Okay.
lift the throat chakra as well.
Okay, right. I guess it's like that. Yeah, that might be like the need I'm having to journal is quite similar to that, and I'm just not doing it.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah.
that
So,
lines up really
yeah.
well.
Yeah, so, you know, speaking honestly to your journal. Well, yeah.
Or a friend.
Yeah, or a friend.
If I find,
Yeah.
find someone that will listen to me.
Yeah.
Going on.
Yeah, no,
Oh,
yeah.
okay. Oh, that's lovely.
It's a pleasure.
Thank you.
It's lovely to see you.
It's nice to see you too, catch up.
And yeah.
I'll try and I will make sure it's never this long again.
Okay.
It's far too long.
Oh, it'll be lovely to see you.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you.
Have a lovely summer.
Yes, hopefully when the
I
weather
know, when it finally
matches
turns
it.
into something good. Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. Take care.